What's up everyone, Luke here with another video. In today's video, I'm going to give you my number one tip on how to generate more leads for your specific area. Let's go. Hey everybody, in today's video we're going to be talking about how to pick up a lot of phones. This is my number one tip. It's super simple, but it literally works. You just have to make the tip work for you. So the number one tip to actually getting phones, a lot of people think that it depends on your area, that it depends on your advertising, and that is one part of it, advertising, or they think it depends on your pictures or just how lucky you get. No, it's actually a numbers game. So my number one tip for getting more phones, if you're not happy with how many you're picking up, is leads. If you don't get tons of leads, you're not going to get tons of phones. So here's the thing. People think that there's a magic script out there. People think that there is, a magical course, etc. And I will say this. A course by a proven person that's been doing this for 5 to 8 years will 100% help you no matter what skill set you're at in the phone flipping industry. Mentorship will also help you by that same said person. However, there is no magical script for closing somebody. If that was true, then every car salesman in this country would have that magic script. And every time I went to a car lot, same as you would sign on the dotted line and get yourself into some debt when you walked into a car sales shop. That is not how it works. There's no such thing as a magical texting script or a script. People call them scripts to try and sell people on courses. What is more valuable than a script is sales psychology or psychology in sales dealing with people. So the best thing you can do is generate a ton of leads and close a ton of people. So here's how that tip comes into play. If you generate, say, 100 leads and you close 30 people, that's awesome. But if you only generate 10 leads and you only close 2 people, you're left with little to no phones. So the key tip in actually getting a ton of phones is to, 1, generate a ton of leads. That's the number one tip. You need to generate tons and tons of leads because you're not going to close everybody. Even if you're very smooth at talking, you're very smart with your texting psychology, which by the way works differently than talking one-on-one or actually talking in person. If you are good at this, you can close sometimes around 30 to 40% of your leads. Honestly, when it comes to having 10 leads, you might only close 1 or 2, especially if you're newer to this. Now, a good closer, in my opinion, can probably close 5 out of 10 leads. You're not going to get everybody, just because of the fact that not everybody might like your prices and they might be really ignorant to the fact of what their phone or electronic is actually worth. So to combat this, the best solution to getting tons of phones is to just simply generate a ton of leads. That way you have a better batting average. Just like somebody, who only swings at one ball. Well, if you miss that one lead or that one ball, then technically your percentage or your phone flipping percentage is 0. And you want to get as many phones as possible. So to do that, just generate tons of leads. Now, you're probably wondering, how do I generate tons of leads? Well, the best thing to do is run 10 ads on every different advertising platform in your area. So run 10 ads on Craigslist, run 10 ads on Facebook, run 10 ads on LetGo or 5 Miles or OfferUp or whatever area is best, and then try to run a consistent amount of ads in Facebook groups. Now you're probably asking, how can you track this? So this is kind of a simple way, but it actually works really good. What you need to do is every time a customer calls, when you close the deal, don't count the leads that you cannot close, but count the leads that you close. Ask them either in person or on the phone, "Hi there, how did you hear about me? I was just wondering because I'm new to this business." Even if you're not new, just ask the customer this, and every time the customer says, "Oh, well, I saw your ad on Craigslist," what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make a little index or an Excel file on your computer and just put the advertising platforms that you're currently advertising on, and then you will see every time somebody says, "Well, I saw your ad on Craigslist," put a point down or put a check mark down for Craigslist. What I personally do is I just write a 1, whether it's, day 1. And what I'll do is I'll actually run this over a month. So 1 month period, I'll basically have the calendar days aligned. Like for June, I think there's, if there's 30 days in June, what you're going to want to do is calculate this out in an Excel file and run this test for 1 month. Make sure these ads are posted every week. Basically, make sure you're running 10 ads per each platform each week, and then at the end of the month you will see which platform is best. So now back to lead generation. How do we get the most leads? What you want to do is you want to go through this test, and at the end of the month you're going to want to see which platform performed best. So if Craigslist was number 1, Facebook Marketplace was number 2, OfferUp was number 3, and then Facebook groups, 5 miles, let's say, were number 4 and 5. You want to focus on your top 3 advertising platforms for your area. Everybody is stuck on this magical advertising, magical script, or do I need to run paid Facebook ads? What you need to do is conduct a study for your own area. And if you don't do your own case study, you're not going to get good results, because Craigslist in my area is very hot. Now, when I went down to Arizona and flew down there and I ran ads in Facebook Marketplace absolutely dominated the Craigslist leads down in Phoenix, Arizona. So that being said, you need to conduct a small case study yourself. It is somewhat time consuming. However, I promise you it's worth it. And then after that, you advertise and focus most of your time on the top 3 platforms that you got closed leads from. And what you'll notice is you kind of develop a customer base that is more accustomed to actually accepting your offer. Now, I'm not saying that you should completely disregard the other advertising platforms, but what you need to do is you need to focus your priority on those top 3. So if it's Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, and then one of the apps, focus on those 3. Now, don't consider not advertising on any of the other platforms, but just make sure that you're prioritizing those 3. And then after that, let's say you've got 20, 30 ads on each one of your top advertising platforms. Then and only then after that, you can go out there and start advertising on the lesser programs just to get your business name out there, your brand, and just to get, a few more leads. Maybe you'll close 1 out of 10, but if on Craigslist you're closing 3 out of 10, well, make sure you're pumping up those ads on that advertising platform. And that is one of the best keys to generating a ton of leads, and my number 1 tip to actually get more phones. If you get more leads, you get more phones. And if you perform the case study in your area on a platform by making an Excel sheet and then running it basically for a month and running the same amount of ads on each platform, you will see where the most of your successful closed leads come from, and that will give you an individual style or advertising style for your area that will be accustomed to you. So that being said, that is what I personally do. It works very well. Of course, there's lots of other tips out there that I have in my Phone Flipping Academy course and in my paid group, but this is just one big tip that I kind of wanted to give everybody that I don't think people really do. They just post ads everywhere and just expect to get leads. Like I said, everybody's area is a little bit different, and you have to find what works. And by performing this small 1-month case study, it works really good for your individual area. So that being said, I hope this helps some of you get some more phones. I know a lot of people out there have been struggling, have been saying it's a little bit slower. This is what I personally do. It works great, so hopefully it works for you. So that being said, I hope you got some value from this. Make sure you smash that like button, hit subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.